In this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to restake your Ethereum tokens. Few things before we start. Most of the restaking protocols functions the same way. So if I'm doing an example for Ethereum, then the example for Solana and other protocols almost functions the exact same way. You have to deposit your token and then delegate that token to a specific operator. Second, keep in mind that restaking is one of the most riskiest strategies that you can basically use in DeFi, because as we mentioned in the lesson, every single time you restake or you wrap a token and you add another staking layer, then you are adding another risk layer of risk to your position. And then obviously restaking, you're using the exact same token which you staked initially. You took that staked token and then you restaked it again. So right now you have almost 3 to 4 layers of staking and restaking, which obviously compounds the risk. So let's dive into our example here and tutorial. So this is the main dashboard of EigenLayer, which is with the biggest restaking protocol on Ethereum. But again, keep in mind that almost every protocol or almost every network have multiple different restaking protocols within them. So I'm inside of the app here. As you can see, this is the dashboard that shows you your current situation. So how much ETH you have staked and restaked, keeping in mind that EigenLayer only functions for Ethereum. So on it, you only find tokens that are within the Ethereum ecosystem. So you can restake ETH itself, or you can restake other tokens, mainly ERC20 tokens, which are tokens on top of the ETH network. So this is the dashboard. It shows you how much rewards you have, how much tokens that you have restaked, which operators, how much slashing you had before, the slashing allocation and rewards, where they are coming from if you have multiple different restaking positions with different operators. So it's just a dashboard to show you everything you need to know about your own position inside of EigenLayer. The next tab is the token tab, and this shows you the list of all the available tokens on EigenLayer that you can basically restake. In our example, we're going to be doing Lido token, which is stETH, and this is a liquid staking token, an LST. So effectively, we took our native Ethereum, we staked it on Lido, and right now we're earning around 2.6% in terms of year annual yield. And then we take that LST and then we restake it again on EigenLayer for an additional layer of returns, but also another additional layer of risk as well. You can also natively stake your ETH directly on EigenLayer, so you don't have to go through Lido. You can do it natively. But obviously, doing it through Lido will increase your reward, because you're basically staking your ETH on Lido, taking that reward from Lido, and then restaking that stETH token into EigenLayer and earning another layer of ETH. You have Pepe, Aether, and obviously these are ERC20 tokens, and a huge list of tokens basically that only lives inside of the Ethereum network. And the next tab here you have is the operators. So what's the difference between operator and AVS? In the lesson, we talked about the AVS, and these are actively validated services. The operator is equivalent to a validator. So basically, you delegate your tokens to an operator. That operator takes your delegated stake and use it to secure a specific AVS. The idea behind the restaking is that you're locking up a capital. The operator is taking that capital and using it as a security or a collateral, if you want, to secure another protocol, which is called AVS. That's the difference between operator and AVS. You do not choose the AVS, you choose the operator. You need to do your research on the operator, and this is the list of available operators where you can basically do your research on them to choose the one that best fit your objectives and risks, and then you delegate your stake to them. Now, when you need to look at the operators, these are the things that you need to look at. So on the dashboard, you see total value restaked, as you can see, slashable percentage, the number of stakers, and the number of AVSs that this operator secures. So obviously here you need to aim for a high number of stakers, very low number of slashable. It needs to be 0%. And you need to look for a high amount of value restaked. Why? Because the higher these numbers are, it shows more credibility that this specific operator is doing their job without getting slashed, basically. And obviously, if there is a percentage of slashable amount, then this definitely sends a bad signal about that specific operator. But as you can see, most of them, the majority, do not have any significant slashable percentage. In this list, let's say we go to the peer-to-peer.org operator. When you click on it, you get more information on that specific operator. This is the research that you need to do and before you delegate any of your tokens to any operator. So once you open the specific operator's page, you see there total value restaked. So peer-to-peer have around 503,000 Ethereum that have been restaked with them. They have 0% slashable percentage. They have around 8,100 stakers staking with them, and they are securing around 26 AVSs. So these are the tokens that this operator basically handles. So you can restake or you can delegate this list of tokens with them, and obviously stETH is one of them. So we're going to be using peer-to-peer.org as an operator for this example. If you keep scrolling down here, you see the amount of rewards that this operator is getting from where, and if they have any slashable events, that you can also see them here and see where the slashing happened. And if you keep scrolling down, you see the slashing history. In this case, this operator do not have any slashable history, therefore it's empty. So this is the full information. Before you make up your mind on which operator, take some time, open the top 5, 10 operators that are available on the list, compare them and choose the one that seems the least risky for you, whereby they have 0% slashable, high number of stakers, high number of total value restaked. So we could have a button here on top, delegate. So let's delegate. This is transaction here. It tells me that the network fee is around $0.50, which is extremely high, of course, but we're operating on the Ethereum network. Other networks definitely have gas fees in the cents, but for Ethereum, it's usually much higher. Confirm. Transaction is being submitted. Let's see it here better. Okay, back to home, and we just give it some time for this transaction to basically get confirmed on the blockchain. And here you go. Right now, we have chosen this operator to be our delegator. So whatever tokens we deposit right now on EigenLayer, they will be automatically routed to that specific delegator because we chose that delegator. So right now, I delegated to peer-to-peer, or I chose peer-to-peer.org as my operator, but I haven't yet restaked any of my tokens. This is step number 2. But by the way, you can do these 2 steps one before the other. So you can deposit your tokens, then choose an operator, or you can choose an operator, then deposit your tokens, whatever you want. So in order for you to deposit your tokens, you go back to the tokens lists. In our case, we're going to go to Lido. This took me a while for me to be able to figure out how to basically restake using EigenLayer. For some reason, they hit the buttons. I don't know why. But if you just simply click on the token itself, you do not see anywhere where you can basically stake your tokens or restake your tokens, which is very confusing. The way to do this on EigenLayer is basically to click on the reward tokens. As you can see here, we click on them, and these are the reward tokens. As you can see, when you restake with that operator, or when you restake this specific token, the stETH token, you get rewarded in this list of tokens, which are USDC, ARPA, wrapped ETH, 2 different tokens that I don't know which ones those are. This is just the address of the token. You can click on it and then obviously see it on the block explorer. And then you get rewarded also by Eigen. So we click on restake. I choose the maximum amount that I would like to restake, and then I submit. I wait for the transaction. Here, keep in mind, spending cap is unlimited. Obviously, I do not want to keep that unlimited. So I will adjust it to exactly the amount that I would like to restake. Here we go. So right now, I am certain that this transaction will only take the exact amount that I have in my wallet and not unlimited cap. Because maybe in the future, keep in mind that once you authorize a specific contract, it's always there. So if I allow an unlimited amount of spending cap, maybe in the future I accumulate more stETH, and therefore if there is a hack on EigenLayer or something, the smart contract already have approval to withdraw all the tokens. So be very wary about this, and then ensure that you're keeping your spending cap exactly as per the amount that you want to transact with. This is the network fee. Fine, I'm fine with it. And then I click on confirm, and I just wait for this transaction to basically be processed and posted on the blockchain. You can also speed it up. If you click on speed it up, you can also change um, the gas fees that you pay. You increase the gas fees, and then the transaction becomes faster. So the first transaction, which is approving our stETH, went through. Now the second transaction, and that is depositing our stETH on EigenLayer. This is the spend. This is how much I'm depositing. This is the network fee, which is $1.33. It's extremely expensive, but for the sake of this example, we're gonna proceed. Obviously, if I was doing this on my own, I would not restake using Ethereum unless I'm doing so with a very big amount. Then yes. Otherwise, I would choose a layer two, or I would choose another network where I can pay much less fees. And here we go. Right now, we have restaked our tokens. Already on which are the stETH in this scenario. They are available right now on EigenLayer directly. You can see that the balance have been removed completely from here. You no longer see them. There's no receipt token that you can see in the wallet at the moment. You can see your tokens on the EigenLayer dashboard directly. So here you go. You have restaked 0.0062 stETH. We have restaked with the delegator that we have chosen in the first step, keeping in mind that these two steps you can do one before the other. There's no really a specific flow. And then you click on done, and here you go. Right now you can see your active balance available here. If you go to the dashboard, you see as well that you have total value restake. This is the amount, this is the delegator, and then you just need to keep monitoring the rewards every now and then. One thing that you need to know as well, that if you want to unstake your tokens, it will take much longer than normal unstaking. So how do you basically do that? So you go into the specific token that you have restaked, and you click on unstake. If you want to, here you go. You have a queue period of 14 days to unstake your restake basically. So you click on the total amount that you would like to unstake, and then you click on unstake and sign the transactions. Wow, $2 for this transaction. Crazy gas fees on Ethereum. And here you go. So we right now unstaked our tokens. We're going to have to wait 14 days before we can claim them back into our wallet. And this is how you basically restake tokens.